Hello and welcome to my Game Week 29 Championship predictions, and it all starts tomorrow with Derby West Brom. West Brom will be looking for a better result than last time out against Norwich, of course, where they got absolutely spanked by 5-0. Portsmouth Southampton also takes place at South Coast Derby as well, so that should be an interesting one to look at. Let's dive straight into my Game Week 29 Championship predictions. And we do indeed start with Derby County taking on West Bromwich Albion tomorrow at Pride Park. Derby will be looking to win this. Back-to-back away wins for them. They're taking a West Brom side that are looking absolutely dreadful. 2 defeats in 2 games for Eric Ramsey as head coach. Lost at home to Middlesbrough and to Norwich 5-0, which isn't great. Last time they did play early in the season was a 1-0 away win for Derby. Of course it was, because West Brom can't win games left, right and centre at the moment. Let alone, well, they did start the season pretty well. I think they were up in the playoff places, but now they are looking down the barrel of relegation and they could be slipping down. Derby, well, you say they are good away from, well, we say they are good away from home. That does take into account they don't win many home games at Pride Park. They'll be looking to correct that and win this tomorrow night on Sky at Pride Park. I am going to back the Rams, though. West Brom look absolutely crap at the moment. Derby are going to win this. I think it'll be a tighter game than West Brom's thrashing against Norwich the other night. But Derby are just going to win this by 2-1 on Friday night. But you never know. It could be 3-0 Derby. We just don't know what West Brom team is going to turn up tomorrow night. 2-1 Derby here, just to be on the safe side. Into the 12:30 kickoffs we go then, and Middlesbrough take on Preston in the first one. 2 sides that sit inside the playoff places at the moment. We've got 2nd versus 6th in the league. 2 very decent sides playing at the Riverside here. Back-to-back away wins for Borough. 3 wins on the trot in the league over Southampton, West Brom and Stoke. Good win over Stoke last night as well. Preston have lost 3 on the bounce. They lost to Hull in the week as well. Not looking particularly great for them. 2-2 draw between the sides on the 13th of September 2025, earlier this season. Back at Middlesbrough last year on the 14th of September was a 1-1 draw. 9 wins for Middlesbrough, 8 draws, 7 wins for Preston. They're counting down in each of the head-to-head record there. I'm going to back Borough to win this. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Middlesbrough win. I think they'll win this quite comfortably over Paul Heckingbottom's Preston, who is starting to slide a little bit down the table now. You would expect, considering the squad he is working wonders with at the moment. But Middlesbrough to win this by 3-1 over P&E here. Millwall versus Charlton is the other game at 12:30. A bit of a local derby. This one, where it is a local derby, in London at the Den, and this one might kick off as it's Millwall at home. Millwall did lose in the week away at Coventry. Very unlucky game to lose. Played some decent football. Did Aziz start? He did, and they still lost. But it's a very tough game for Coventry that they got made to work in this one. Millwall did equalise in that one before a late goal from Hadji Wright, and that one won it for Coventry. Derby did beat Charlton at their place the other night as well. Charlton did beat Sheffield United at the weekend. Charlton still don't look particularly great at the moment. Their way they've been playing. Millwall have scored 6 in their last 5. Charlton scored 6 in their last 5. I think Millwall are going to get over the line here. I think it'll be a scrappy performance, but as I think it's only going to be a 1-0 home Millwall win in this one over Charlton here. I just don't see a lot separating these 2 sides. I think it'd be quite a scrappy, cagey game, as it is a derby as well. But just backing Alex Neil's boys to get over the line in this one by a goal to 0. Into the 3 o'clockers, and Birmingham take on Stoke at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. I will be at this game. I'm hoping we can win and get back to what we did doing against Coventry. I know Stoke have quite a lot of injuries, so this could play into our favour, and they did lose at home to Middlesbrough last night as well. Birmingham are unbeaten in 4 matches over Coventry, Cambridge, Swansea and Wednesday. Not the easiest, I would say not the easiest 4 fixtures, but Coventry is super hard, but the others, I think they're quite relatively easy. Probably could have beaten Swansea as well, maybe, but then we did play crap. But it's a team we should be beating, I think. Scored 9 in our last 5. Stoke scored 5 in their last 5. I'm edging towards Birmingham because of the Stoke problems at the moment. Stoke did beat Birmingham earlier in the season by a 1-0. But last time I did play at St Andrews was when Wayne Rooney was in charge, and Birmingham lost that by 3-1. 7 wins for Birmingham, 5 draws, 4 wins for Stoke City. I'm going to back Birmingham to win this. I'm going to go for a 2-0 comfortable scoreline for Chris Davies' side in this one. I just think it's going to be like we were in League One. I think we'll dominate the game, but I don't think we're going to roll them over, and that's why I'm going to go for a Birmingham 2-0 home win over Stoke City in this one. Blackburn-Watford is next, and this one always provides a bit of a shock result. Blackburn getting beat at Swansea away by 3-1 in the week, and then they lost away at Ipswich as well, which wasn't particularly great. Watford kind of maybe dropping 2 points in the week, or last night I should say, at home to Portsmouth. You would have expected them to get all 3 points in that one against John Mousinho's men in that one. Watford did lose at home to Millwall as well, as the bubble burst a little bit on the Havre Gracia manager bounce. Finally, he's gone down the drain a bit, but saying that he's been in charge for ages, so I doubt that. I think they're just hitting a bit of a rough patch. Head-to-heads look like this. Blackburn did win earlier in the season in September. Different story now, different game now. 6 wins for Blackburn, 3 draws, 6 wins for Watford. Blackburn need a win, but I can't see it. I'm not thinking that Blackburn are going to win this game. I think Watford are going to win it by 2-1 away from home. I keep backing Watford to win. They've got to win eventually, and it's going to be here away at Blackburn in my eyes, but I could go either way this game, but I'm backing the Hornets to win by 2-1 over the Roses. Bristol City take on Sheffield Wednesday, and if this isn't a Bristol City win, then I don't know what is at Ashton Gate. Bristol City did lose away at Ipswich. Sheffield Wednesday losing at home to Birmingham, just losing to everybody at the moment, but that's not their problem. Yeah, they did draw away at Oxford. Bristol City, a couple of missed opportunities in this one. They will be looking to get back to winning ways and keep in that playoff fight come the end of the season and make sure they don't drop off too much to drop out of the playoff race. Earlier in the season, Bristol City won this fixture by 3-0 at Hillsborough quite comfortably, it has to be said. Last Sunday play at Ashton Gate was a 0-0 draw. 6 wins for Bristol City, 6 draws, 8 wins for Wednesday. They do have the upper hand on the head-to-heads. They don't have the upper hand in the table, and that is why I'm backing Bristol City to win this. I'm going to go for a 4-0 scoreline. I think this could be an absolute battering, to be honest. I think Bristol City are quite good at Ashton Gate, and they do like to rip teams apart sometimes. So, yeah, backing Bristol City to win this by 4-0 over Sheffield Wednesday. Holt versus Swansea now, and yeah, this is probably a dull affair, but two teams that are doing okay form-wise. Swansea only 1 win in their last 5, same for Hull, pretty much on the same form. It's just Hull have 1 extra win over Swansea's draw. Swansea did draw against Birmingham. I was going to say, I think they look pretty good against us. From what I saw, they hit the crossbar about 3 times. I think they're doing the crossbar challenge in that game. Back-to-back wins for Hull over Preston, over Preston and Southampton, though. Swansea did beat Blackburn in the week. Good win for Swansea in that one. Head-to-heads look like this. 2-2 draw back in September. 1-0 win for Swansea back earlier last season. And 2-1 home win for Hull back at the MKM on the 21st of December 2024. 9 wins for Hull, 8 draws, 6 wins for the Swans on this one. I think Hull are going to get winning, or going to have 3 wins on the trot at the moment and win this at the MK. They haven't won their last 2 matches at the MK in the FA Cup and Championship. Yeah, Hull are going to get back to winning ways. I'll go for a 2-1 Hull City home win over a Swansea side that they've got some decent results, but it's not exactly like they've had hard fixtures. Leicester versus Oxford, and pretty much another guaranteed Leicester home win. Oxford have drew the back-to-back home games 0-0, which isn't going to keep you in the Championship, unfortunately, I don't think. They did give Leicester a game back on the 13th of September earlier this year, 2-2 draw, but that's when Gary Rowett was in charge. If Gary Rowett was in charge of this one, I might have given you a point, but the fact he's left or been sacked or whatever, that was ages ago. I don't know what happened. Leicester did snatch a point away at Wrexham. We'll get onto them splashing cash on a striker shortly. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Coventry did beat Leicester. Leicester winless in 2 since that FA Cup game away at Coventry and away at Wrexham. 2 difficult away fixtures, to be fair to them. Head-to-heads we've already spoke about. Leicester did win a friendly in 2016. Not really irrelevant. And a 2-2 draw back in September. 23rd sit Oxford at the moment, 14th sit Leicester. I think Leicester going to have too much power for Oxford in this one. I'm going to go for a 3-0 home Leicester City win over an Oxford side that just looks shaky under Matt Bloomfield. Let's be honest, I'm not sure what is going to happen there. They're probably going to get relegated, but yeah, back in it, a 3-0 Leicester City home win here. QPR versus Wrexham then at Loftus Road. I was going to give you my thoughts on that strike. I think that's absolutely ridiculous, but then we did spend 20 million on Jay Stansfield, so equals out, but his record's a bit more crap than Stansfield. But anyway, I'm not going to delve in too much into it. Back-to-back 0-0 draws for QPR and Oxford, which is quite ridiculous considering they did play each other in there as well. QPR drawing away at Stoke, of course, and then drawing away at Oxford midweek. Wrexham drew at home to Leicester. They haven't won it in 2 in the Championship, as that Nottingham Forest game had taken a bit too much out of their players. Have to wait and see. Earlier in the season, QPR did win this 3-1 when Wrexham weren't playing exactly great. They didn't have a great start, did Wrexham, but they're flying now up in 9th. Good recovery from Phil Parkinson's side this season. 12th sit QPR, both in the playoff race at the moment. Could Wrexham really get in the playoffs and go all the way to the Premier League, National League to the Prem? I doubt that's going to happen. Doubt they're going to do a FIFA career mode kind of thing, but I've seen wilder things. Well, have I seen wilder things happen? QPR decent-ish at home, I think. Could be wrong on that one. They sit 9th. Wrexham's away form is 11th, so it's pretty similar on that one. I'm going to back a draw in this one. I don't really see anything to separate them. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw between QPR and Wrexham here. Really don't see a lot in it. Yeah, Wrexham bagging a draw against Leicester as well. Yeah, I think they do have some good away performances, do Wrexham, but I think this one will be a 1-1 draw against QPR here. And the final game on Saturday afternoon is Sheffield United taking on Ipswich, which is a cracking game, to be honest, at Bramall Lane. Despite Sheffield United losing the last 3 in all competitions, Ipswich won their last 5 in all competitions, beating Bristol City in the week as well. They beat Sheffield United by 5-0 on the 12th of September, which ended Ruben Sellers' reign as Sheffield United manager. Back with Chris Wilder in charge now, they'll be looking to win this, and this is probably one of the only teams that could probably stop Ipswich from now till the end of the season. Maybe I think there's a few more. Southampton and maybe Leicester as well as Coventry and Middlesbrough. 3 wins for Sheffield United, 2 draws, 3 wins for Ipswich. Ipswich sit 3rd in the table at the moment. Sheffield United sits 17th. 2 contrasting seasons. Sheffield United losing away at Southampton last night. Not very good for them. Ipswich are looking really, really good away from home. They've had a few batteries over likes of Swansea and QPR. I wouldn't be surprised if they came here and got a big result as well. But I am only going to back them narrowly. Let's back a goal fest. Why not? Let's go for a 3-2 away Ipswich win in this one, just to go over the line against the Sheffield United team that I reckon will give it a go under Chris Wilder, against probably the best team in the division right now in Ipswich and Kieran McKenna's boys. So yeah, 3-2 Ipswich. Into Sunday's games, and we've got Portsmouth Southampton at Fratton Park. Now this should be a great game. Fratton Park crowd are on to. I hope it's a bit more atmospheric than the Arsenal game a few weeks ago, as I don't think they really created much of an atmosphere. They did in the first 10 minutes, but then Arsenal ran away with it and they couldn't really create much of an atmosphere. Anyway, back to back, unbeaten in 2 games. Our Portsmouth 1-0 away win at Wednesday, 1-1 draw away at Watford. They come into this on decent form. Tonda Ecker, Southampton did beat Sheffield United, got a decent 3 points on the board after the unfortunate defeat to Hull at the weekend. Portsmouth sit 21st, Southampton sit 15th, only 7 points separating the sides at the moment. Portsmouth only scored 5 in their last 5. That's a goal a game. Same with Southampton though. Earlier this season was a 0-0 draw when Will Still's Southampton were back in charge, of course. A bit of a scrappy game, that one. I remember watching that one on the TV. 0 wins for Pompey, 3 draws, 1 win for Southampton. I'm not going to be watching this game because I will be travelling probably. Gonna back Southampton. I think Portsmouth don't have the quality at the moment. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Southampton away win in this one. I think they might have a bit too much quality on the pitch for Pompey, although I think Fratton Park will be up for it if Southampton can get an early goal, settle the crowd down and win this game quite comfortably. But yeah, back in Southampton to win this by 2-0 over their local rivals Portsmouth. And into Monday night, which is actually a good game to watch this time of the season anyway, as Norwich take on Coventry. Norwich just beating West Brom 5-0 in their 4 wins out of their last 5 in all competitions. Back-to-back home wins for Coventry, back-to-back 2-1 home wins for Coventry over Leicester and Millwall. They've started to pick up again. Norwich are starting to play decent football now as well. 1-1 draw earlier in the season on the 30th of September between the sides, which is weird because Liam Manning was in charge then and Frank Lampard was still having a good start with Coventry. Norwich have won every single head-to-head against Coventry. Or they're unbeaten in every head-to-head since 2010, minus a few years, I think, due to the data it has here. Coventry have never beaten Norwich. It's their bogey side. And Norwich, this is why it's on a Monday night. I think this is why Sky have put it on a Monday night, because there will be problems, I think, for Coventry City, possibly in this one. They take on Philip Clement's Norwich, who are on real good form at the moment. They are out of the drop zone, as well as Blackburn have slipped into the drop zone. Philip Clement has taken his Norwich side well away from safety. I think it's West Brom more the big club are looking at relegation at the moment than Norwich at the moment, even though the table does not suggest that. I'm actually going to back Norwich to win this. I'm going to go for a similar game to the Birmingham game. I'm going to back Norwich to win this by 3-2 over a Coventry side that I just don't think are playing their best football at the moment. They're getting some wins over the line, but they're not playing exactly great at the moment. And I'm going to back Norwich to win this by 3-2 and get over the line on Monday night. Thank you very much for watching my Game Week 29 Championship predictions. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Try and get that subscribe tally up to 300, hopefully in the next few months. So don't forget to drop like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And I'll speak to you on the next one, which will be... oh, and quick reminder, Premier League predictions are in the corner, which I will... Well, you can see them now. Anyway, so take a look at those while you can. And yeah, I'll speak to you on the next one, which is here for a review on Monday.